on a revelation. So
hi, Beatles. Okay, so I don't know. I know this is like an old topic, but it's still like circling around, and I still see people asking like women this question, and they ask men this question too, but they like mix it up, you know. But like the entire question, I think this was like around 2021, 2022. I don't know. I don't remember. But I've been seeing it all over my feed lately. I don't know how I started getting it, but I know that I got it, and I guess that's just like how it goes. I guess I don't really know, but pretty much the entire question is they will walk up to people on the street and random places, mostly women, and ask, would you rather be left in the forest with a man or a bear? And then most women will choose the bear. And then I see, like, I'll open the comments because like I'm one of the people who likes to read the comments of videos and just like see what's going on and like how people are reacting to the video, and like most of them are like women that are like, yeah, I choose the bear too. And then there's other ones being like, why are you choosing the bear? It could eat you. What do you mean, why am I choosing the bear? And pretty much my entire thing is I would probably choose the bear too, because as somebody who loves true crime and like reading about that and just like learning about the things that happen, it's not all men. And then somehow it's always a man. Yeah, it's not all men, but they still do it. It doesn't excuse the people who actually do it. And it's not, oh, would you rather be stuck in the forest with a bear or a man you know? It is a strange man that you've never met in your life that is just in the woods with you. Yeah, because I want to be stuck in a random place where there's already a bunch of stuff that could already eat me with some guy that I don't know. I'm sorry, but I don't even like going into strange rooms with somebody I don't know. Okay? And like, people are like, okay, but what if it's like a polar bear? It's an animal. It's gonna eat me regardless. Because we all know that polar bears are extremely aggressive. It's just in their nature. Especially when they have cubs, which most of the time they do. And most of the ones that will attack you are mother bears with their cubs seeing you as a threat. But pretty much, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go into categories, because there's 3 different categories, okay, of bears that are commonly known. There's obviously other kinds of breeds like the sloth bear and all kinds of other stuff like that, but like there's 3 tiers of bears that we all know and like have like rhymes for and stuff. First, you have the polar bear, which you can't even be stuck in a forest with it, but if you were to say that you were going to be able to go into the Arctic and like, you know, but polar bears, they're naturally aggressive. They will eat you anyways. You don't really have a choice. You don't really have anything, but you know that you're going into the process of the circle of life and you're feeding an animal that does this already. A little side note, I already hate when people hate animals for hunting. Like, excuse me, humans do that too. They're doing it to survive and eat. We can survive off of plants. People do it all the time. Now, I'm not saying I would necessarily become vegan because we need certain food and fats to like make us healthy, correct? But like, we hunt too, if not more aggressive than some animals. Not to mention we do it illegally as well. The animal is doing that because they have no other way to eat. Polar bears are known to be carnivores, meaning they only eat meat, meaning they have to hunt down animals to eat, okay? And I love polar bears. Polar bears are actually one of my favorite kind of animal. I want to say that now. You don't really have anything to do, right? It's gonna eat you either way. I mean, you could try and run, but polar bears are extremely fast, and that would probably antagonize it to run after you. But then you have brown bears. Brown bears are aggressive as well. They're not as aggressive as polar bears, but they're just not. But they only eat you if you provoke them, is the thing. Animals, like, let's take a dog, for example. Most people love dogs, unless you're, like, allergic to them or you're scared of them, which I can understand, because I was mauled by a dog once. I'm not scared of them, though. Dogs. They can be aggressive if provoked the wrong way, which is why we have things like, despite them being very bad in my eyes, muzzles and shock collars and all this different stuff. I don't like those things. I'm sorry. They just seem unkind. They can still attack if provoked or said the wrong way, correct? That's what this bear will do. If you provoke it, it can attack you. Now, I'm not going to be throwing random rocks at the bear, but I'm saying if it did get provoked or feel threatened and eat me, still going into the circle of light, it would probably feed me to its cubs. I don't care. Okay? I know that I would be going into the circle of life and going through that. And then you have the last bear that everybody knows, is a black bear. Black bears are chill. They are cool little animals. They're like really chill little guys. And actually, if you look up like bear attacks, it's mostly brown bears doing it. It's not really black bears. Black bears are just like cool. I mean, they can attack you again if provoked, but I don't think anything will it won't do anything to you. It'll just be like, so, and like just chill with you. I mean, I'm not saying that it won't like attack you if you do something to piss it off, then then it will. But like, in all of these scenarios, I would most likely pick the bear. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be stuck somewhere with a strange man. I mean, I recently read a case because I get bored, and instead of doing normal things like watching TV or doing something, I'll go online and search up like murder cases and like cases that have happened, including like animals or anything. It doesn't have to be about people. I will literally read about animals. And I recently learned about something that happened to a monitor lizard. I don't know if you know what a monitor lizard is, but they're often, you know those big lizards? Not iguanas. I've met iguanas, but like monitor lizards. They live out in the desert, and they're like, they're often called Komodo dragons, but that's not exactly what they are. Now, I don't care if it wasn't a living being. Like it was. I meant to say human being. I'm sorry. I don't care if it wasn't a human being. This lizard was still attacked and assaulted. Now you can search up the monitor lizard case. I will say that it's kind of concerning. But these 4 men were found on a security camera, and they had gotten this lizard, and they ended up raping it, and then killing it and eating it. A fucking lizard. A lizard. I'm sorry, but a lizard. What? Why a lizard? Like, what did it do to you? Okay? And like, I recently had a rant, because I also do rants on this channel if you watch my shorts, and I was talking about how when women will speak up about something that happened to them, which by the way, most cases that happen about sexual assault are never brought up by the woman because they're scared that they're not going to be believed. So to think about every 1 in 3 women that you walk past on the daily street have been assaulted. Okay? And it's like 97.6, I believe, women in the US, not even in the US, worldwide. So that's like, so many women are sexually assaulted. So to think that you're walking past all these women, that somehow you don't know this, okay, you have no idea who you're walking past when you're walking past on a daily day, which we'll get into that later, but have been sexually assaulted. Okay? And then you also have, and I'm not saying that it's all men doing this. It's not all men, because guess what? Some men are also victims. It's not just women, okay? It's anybody, okay? Because women do that too. Which is why there's another saying where it's woman or tiger. Which I don't really understand that one either. I don't understand how this question surfaced, but I feel like it has unshown some things about people that I think should have been spoken about a lot more than it was. Because like it was spoken about, but it wasn't spoken about immensely. So like, that's one thing. but there's also like so much more regarding the questions and the people asking the questions, and then like the comments replying, and like it's absolutely insane, because to think that this was a question that was just randomly being asked, and then people in the comments being like, that's not all men, right? That's not all men, right? Yeah, we know it's not all men, but that's not going to stop us from having the fear. There's actually a song called I'm Back. I'm sorry, this is filmed at night now because I filmed that in the morning, and then I had other stuff to do. I have a yogurt bowl with me. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all the yogurt bowl. It is so cute. I put sprinkles in it because I wanted sprinkles. I got new headphones today. Look how cute they are. I love them. They're my dad's old ones, but I needed some new ones. Anyways, we're gonna go back to talking about the man in the bear stuff, because I watched more videos, and I swear the comments are worse on YouTube than they are on TikTok. Oh my god. And everybody's like, oh, TikTok comments are so nice. They're so nice. No, they aren't. No, they aren't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I quoted something from a video. My bad. Anyways, so pretty much, since I'm in a different day, I'm gonna address something. It's not a different day. My bad. Different time. I'm mixing my yogurt bowl. Don't ask questions. I'm gonna like restate what I was talking about just because I feel like I want to. Anyways, pretty much, there's this popular question that people will go on the streets and ask, like women and men. Don't worry, they ask the men too, and it's the same question. But it's like, would you rather be left in the forest with a random bear or a random man? And most of the time they will say bear, which is insane because some men say bear too. Like, but they change it up. They're like, if you were to leave your daughter in the woods with a man or a bear, which one would you choose? And they like wait for a few seconds, and they're like, even one dad was like, that's a hard one because they both have the chances of murdering her, which we don't want. But most of them will be like, a bear, totally. And like people will be like, why are they doing that? Why are they saying that? And I'm like, cause it's their opinion. Like, girl, I commented on a video. I haven't gotten any responses to it yet, but I commented on a video. And I was like, it's not so much the fact that we're saying all men are bad. It's the fact that the bear will do it out of instinct. And it's predictable. We can know what it's going to do. With a man, it's unpredictable. We don't know what they're going to do. They don't do it out of instinct. They don't do it out of natural instinct purposes. They do it purposes. Girl, what? Purposes. They do it because they can. And because they see you as a weaker target. Now, we're not saying all men do this, again, because I keep having to say this because I feel like I'm going to get attacked in the comments. I know I will. Because I've seen the comments on other posts like this. Loki, I'm not that scared though, because I feel like I've gotten more confident in the past few months that I've started YouTube than I've probably ever been. But pretty much, my brother just yelled and I thought he was dying. Oh my god. Anyways, it's pretty much the fact we know what the bear can do. We know what the bear is going to do. And it's predictable. And we can also avoid it, depending on the type of bear it is. And then, but with men, you don't know. So you're kind of left defenseless. You don't really understand what's going to happen. And, people are like, that's not all men, right? Yeah, we know it's not. There are literal books and movies and songs made about that. There's actually a song saved on my Like playlist called Not All Men. And it's actually such a good message to send. Because, the first few lines is, yeah, we know it's not all men, but have you ever clutched your jacket too tight when you're walking alone at night? Or been scared to walk alone in a dark path? the fact that we know it's not women is not going to stop the fact that we have the fear of it happening. Because it can happen, and it's not going to be every single man that you encounter. No, but we know that it is some of you. And I saw somebody saying, like, well, clearly none of these women have seen a bear before. We have seen bears. That's the entire point. That's why they asked the question. Yes, we know the bear can tear us to shreds and, like, take our lives from us. But at least we'd be, like, we wouldn't have to suffer anymore. Because if you were to ask an SA victim if they think about that day, because, like, some of my friends, and I know some of my viewers are survivors of this, which is insane, because I'm sorry that happened to you. That should not ever happen to anybody. I would not wish that upon my worst enemy if I had to. That is cruel and just wrong. But pretty much, you're gonna live, if it was to happen by a man, you would live on knowing that and having to relive it. And, like, most of the time, the crazy thing is, if you look it up, most men that actually do this to women are men they know or family members. So imagine this happens to you and you have to see that person for holidays every year. That sucks now, doesn't it? But with the bear, it's going to eat you. You never have to see the bear again. You're never going to do anything with it again. Right? Now, some people do say, man, which is totally okay. Everybody's allowed to have an opinion. But, like, the people who say, man, then have people also in the comments going, well, why? Why'd you say that? No matter what you say, people are going to say, well, why'd you pick that? Because it's an opinion, man. Leave her alone. But, like, I've even seen men when they're like, would you rather be in the like woods with a man or a bear? They'll be like, because, like, again, I said they hesitate, and I saw somebody comment and they were like, you do realize they hesitate because they know what, like, men can do, right? They are one, that's why they do that. And I'm like, that does make sense, right? But the thing is, it doesn't really matter what you say. I feel like people are still gonna come in comments and be like, that's bullshit. That's not good to say that. Blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like, it happens all the time. Like, no matter what you choose, people are gonna find a reason to defile it and mess up the way that it's supposed to be. Because the entire point of the question is to just see, right? It's like dumb questions that people ask for no reason. But ow. I'm sorry, I have an injury on my finger. It hurts. But bro, what are you saying? Anyways, they asked this question. And, like, some of the women that say bear actually have a really good answer as to why they chose the bear. Like, one of them literally said, the worst the bear can do to me is kill me. Because it's, boom, done. I'm not going to have to suffer anymore. And I had to pause that video and just be like, she has a point, though. She has a point. And, like, there's interviews where they're like, it's a male interviewer and, like, a female. And as she's explaining why she chose the bear, he's like, wait, she has a point. Oh, no, she has a point there. Now, doesn't she? But, like, I've seen comments on these videos all the time being like, the second they see that bear, they're going to be screaming for a man's help. No, they're going to be screaming for help in general. Like, if I was in that case, I would probably yell for, like, anybody. I would just scream help. It doesn't matter who's going to help me as long as I get help. I'm not going to be screaming for a certain, like, gender. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Or, like, people will say stupid stuff, and then when people come in the comments and be like, bear attacks aren't actually that frequent. Meanwhile, sexual assaults and homicides and all this happens every day. And then the person who will comment would be like, yeah, but the bear can still eat you. So can the human. Cannibalism is a thing. I mean, if you really think about it, bear attacks actually don't happen that frequently, and if they do happen, it's probably a bear that was outside, and you were, like, there And most of these happen during hunting things. I know this because I also go hunting, and I just happen to have a small fear of large wildlife. But like, it doesn't happen that often. And when it does, you're in their like territory, right? But sometimes if you're hunting, you'll have an elk or a deer with you, or rabbits or squirrels, whatever you're hunting, and they can smell that and they see that as food. They don't see you as the food, but you have the food, and they will follow you and end up mauling you if they want to. And like, the thing is, if somebody asked me this and then got mad at me for picking one of the answers, I would be pissed off. I'm sorry. You're asking me a question and then getting mad about my opinion. Didn't you ask me the question? Like, excuse me? And if you notice, most of the people saying, you know, the bear can still attack you, it's mostly men. Yeah, it's not all men, and then you get defensive when we talk about it. So, are you a part of that group? You seem defensive, my bro. But pretty much, I've been wanting to talk about this topic because I feel like it's such a big thing, right, to talk about. Because I see a lot of people talking about this, even now. And this happened like 2 years ago, long while ago. So pretty much, I'm sorry, but my favorite one was when it was a Stitch, right? You know, where they like have one video and then like catch another, yeah. And it was like, I can't believe all these women are choosing the freaking bear over a man. Like, the man can do storage, get food, get water, blah, 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 blah. And then a woman comes in and she's like, yeah, we can do that ourselves too. But the reason we're choosing the bear is because we're uncomfortable with having a strange man we've never met before in the middle of the woods with us. Okay? And like, I can't believe people got so pissy over this entire controversy. Like, it's like, yes, it matters, okay? But y'all made it bigger than it had to be. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And I might make more of these videos because they keep getting a lot of views. I don't understand why, but they do. Anyways, I just swallowed a sprinkle. Anyways, I shall see you later. Or I won't. I might fall off the face of the planet for a few. I'm just kidding. Anyways, you can check out my other videos if you see this. Or don't. I don't care. Oh. What was that? Anyways. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Or day. Or whatever time it is while you're watching this.